Okay. Okay, so let us start with the analysis of pre-stressed concrete sections. So first we will understand what are the loading stages. Okay. So what is transfer stage and what is service stage? So let us see what is transfer stage. So in this stage, stresses are calculated considering the effect of pre-stressing force and self-weight. Okay, so what do you mean by transfer stage? It is the stage when the stresses are calculated considering the effect of the self-weight and pre-stressing force only. That means before the loading is applied to the member, that is called as transfer stage. And when the loading is applied to the member, that is called as service stage or working stage. So generally what happens in transfer stage, we have tensile stresses at the top and compressive stresses at the bottom. Okay, so this we have seen in the introduction lecture that due to the pre-stressing force alone, you will have tensile stresses at the top and compressive stresses at the bottom. I hope this is clear to everyone. So in the transfer stage, you will have tensile stresses at the top and compressive stresses at the bottom. And then at service stage, let us see what is service stage. So in this stage, the stresses are developed considering the effect of pre-stressing force, self-weight, and external loads. Okay, so just now we have seen that the service stage is after the application of the external loads. Now, if percentage losses are given, the pre-stressing force should be considered should be after the deducting the losses. Okay, so this we have seen while calculating the losses. So after calculating the losses, what do? We subtract the losses from the initial stress. That will become the effective pre-stressing force basically. Okay. So now we have understood what are the two loading stages. So now let us see the stress diagram for the same. Okay. Now resultant stress diagram at a section. So now consider a pre-stressed concrete beam subjected to external loading. So this is the longitudinal section and this is the cross section. Okay, so this is a beam and it is subjected to a pre-stressing force. Let P be the pre-stressing force supplied by the tendon as shown below. Okay, so this is the pre-stressing force which is supplied by the tendon. So compressive means positive. Let us assume tension as negative. Okay, I hope this figure is clear. So now let us see the cross section. So in the cross section, you can see the tendons are at the center of the section. This is the width, this is the depth. Now due to the pre-stressing force, there will be direct stress due to the pre-stressing force, which is given by P by A, which will be under compression. Again, there will be some bending stresses. Okay, so this bending stress is due to the self weight. So this is given by M by Z. So at the top, due to the bending, what will happen? The top portion will be under compression and the bottom portion will be under tension. So that is the reason at the top you can see positive, at the below the neutral axis you can see negative. So this is M by Z and the resultant stress is given by nothing but the summation of these two, P by A plus M by Z, and at the bottom it is P by A minus M by Z. So this is the case when the pre-stressing force is applied at the center of the section. Is this clear, everyone? Okay, so now let us move to the next case when the tendon is placed eccentrically. Okay, so when the tendon is placed eccentrically, so now let us see what will be the resultant stress diagram. Now consider a pre-stressed concrete beam with eccentric tendon and subjected to external loading. Okay, so here you can see the tendons are placed at an eccentricity E with respect to the neutral axis. Now let us consider the cross section. So here in the cross section you can see the tendons are placed below the neutral axis. This is the width of the section, this is the depth. So first direct stresses will develop. So direct stress is given by P by A, and then there will be stresses due to the eccentricity also. Okay, so in the first case there was no eccentricity. Now there is stresses due to the eccentricity which is given by PE by Z and PE by Z. Now here this figure. So due to the eccentricity, at the bottom portion there will be compression, and again at the top there will be tension, because it is trying to bend like this due to the eccentricity. Okay, so the beam will bend like this. So here you can see at the bottom there will be compression, and at the top there will be tension due to the eccentricity. Now again, mg is nothing but the moment due to the dead load. So moment due to the dead load or the external load, for that the bottom portion will be under tension and the top portion will be under compression. So here at the top it is positive compression, and at the bottom it is negative. So this is mg by z and this is mg by z. Now the resultant force, okay, so this is the due to the self weight. Now the resultant force is given by the summation of these. So this will become p by a, since it is negative, minus pe by z and plus mg by z. Similarly at the bottom it is p by a plus pe by z minus mg by z. Okay, so this is your resultant stress diagram for eccentric tendon at the transfer stage. So here we have not considered the external loading so far. Okay, now let us see the next case, that is service stage. So here you can see I have written in bracket, it is only due to the pre-stressing force and self weight. And here now let us consider the next service stage. In this we will have pre-stressing force, self weight as well as live load. Now let us take this case. So here the tendon is placed at an eccentricity E. So first direct stress given by P by A, and due to the eccentricity it is given by P by Z and minus P by Z plus P by Z. Now bending stresses, here this is given by due to self weight also and external load also. So self weight, bending moment due to self weight is indicated by mg, and bending moment due to live load is indicated by mq. Okay, so here you can actually make this as one figure also, if you say m by z only, where m is equal to mg plus mq, or I have shown it separately so that for better understanding, to show that here live load is also acting in service stage, I have considered mg separate and mq separate. Now the resultant stress will be given by the summation of at the top flange, at the bottom P by A minus P by Z plus Mg by Z plus Mq by Z. So this becomes your resultant stress diagram. So now ultimately we will get resultant RS, means resultant stress at the top. You can say F top is given by P by A minus P by Z plus Mg by Z plus Mq by Z. Similarly, resultant stress at the bottom is given by P by A plus P by Z minus Mg by Z minus Mq by Z. So this is the final equation for the service stage. Is this clear, everyone, so far? Yes or no? Yes, am I audible? Okay. Yes, I hope everyone has joined. I think Ojas has not joined. What is the problem? Okay, is he not aware that we have lecture today? Okay, so let us continue. So now let us see what are the various terms involved. So far you have understood how to get the resultant stress. So now let us understand what are the various terms. So where P is nothing but the pre-stressing force, E is the eccentricity of the pre-stressing force, what is M is the bending moment due to external loads. So here I have written separately, M is nothing but the total bending moment, and mg is the bending moment due to dead load, and mq is the bending moment due to live load. So m, you can say the total bending moment. Now A is nothing but the cross sectional area of the concrete member. What is I? Moment of inertia. And what is Z? Z is nothing but the section modulus. So ZT represents section modulus at the top fiber, ZB represents section modulus at the bottom fiber. What is YT? Centroidal distance from the top and the bottom fiber. And RS is nothing but the resultant stress. Is this clear, everyone? So I think this is pretty much clear to everyone how to get this equation. So basically in the numericals, what we'll have to find out? We will have to find out the resultant stress at the top and resultant stress at the bottom fiber. So with the help of this equation, you can find out that. So now with this, we have completed the theory part of this. Now we can start with the numerical. Okay. So now let us start with the numerical. So this is the first numerical. So what I will suggest first, you can just listen carefully to the explanation, and afterwards you can make a note of that. Okay. So now let me read out the question. So the question is, a rectangular concrete beam 100 mm wide and 250 mm deep, spanning over 8 meters, is pre-stressed by a straight cable carrying an effective pre-stressing force of 250 kilonewton. So here it is directly given that it is the effective pre-stressing force. Located at an eccentricity of 40 mm, located at an eccentricity of 40 mm, live load is given 1.2 kilonewton per meter. We have to find out the resultant stress distribution for the center of the span of the beam, assuming density of concrete. So resultant distribution for the center of the span. Then find the magnitude of the pre-stressing force with eccentricity equal to 40 mm, which can balance the stresses due to dead load and live load at the soffit of the center span section. Soffit means bottom. Okay. So I hope the question is clear to everyone. So now let us see the given data. So what is given? The cross-sectional dimensions are given of the beam. So first you will have to write down that B is this and depth is 250. Span is given 8 meter. Pre-stressing force is given. Eccentricity is given. Live load is given. Density is given. What we have to find out? We have to find out the stresses at the top fiber, stresses at the bottom fiber, at the central span. And in the second case, what they have asked, find the magnitude of the pre-stressing force. Okay, so P we have to find out when eccentricity is 40. Okay, one more condition is given which can balance the stresses due to dead load and live load. Okay, so that we will see. Now let us see the solution. So first step, whenever the question is given in the analysis, first you have to draw the cross section of the member. Okay, so now here you can see I have drawn the cross section and the longitudinal section. Okay, both you have to draw, then only you will get the understanding of the section. So see, I have drawn the cross section. This is B is 200, depth is 250. A tendon is placed at an eccentricity of 40 mm, and similarly draw the longitudinal section also. This is the longitudinal section. The tendon is passing at this point. Eccentricity is 40. Span is 8 meters, simply supported, and the live load is 1.2. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now, let us see the first step. So the first step, whenever it is given question like this, we will first find out the section properties, because that we are going to use ahead in the solution. That is to find out the resultant stresses. The first step is section properties में क्या क्या निकालना है? First you have to find out area, moment of inertia, y and z. So these are the four things which you have to find out in section properties. So now let us calculate area simply. B by D, B into D. Then I is given by BD cube by 12. Then Y is nothing but D by 2. And Z is nothing but I by Y. Okay, so these properties you can easily calculate since it's a rectangular section. Now let us move on to the next step. Next step is to find out the loads and moments. Okay, now the total load W is given by dead load plus live load. So what is dead load? Is the self weight of the section. What is the cross sectional dimension? 0.1 into 0.25. Density we have taken as 24, and live load is given in the question as 1.2. So therefore total load W acting is 1.8. Now let us find out the bending moment at the center of the span due to this total load. So this is given by WL square by 8, simply supported beam. So now we got the bending moment also, that is 14.4. Now we have to find out what? We have to find out the resultant stress. So now the resultant stress is given by, we have the equation with us, F top is given by P by A when the tendon is eccentric. Remember, when the tendon is eccentric, we have seen the equation, it is P by A at the top minus P by Z plus M by Z. Okay, I'll just show you the equation that we have seen here. This is the equation. So P by A at the top minus P by Z. So you can remember this equation. Okay, so you can remember this equation like this, or you can actually draw the figure and remember. So it is up to you. Whichever you feel convenient, you can follow. Okay, so based on the application of the loading and the diagram, we have concluded this diagram. Okay, so if you want to remember this directly, you can remember this, or just remember the concept. If you remember the concept, then you can formulate this equation. So here mg plus mq I have separately written, but here I have actually calculated the total bending moment. So I have written directly m by z. Okay, is this clear everyone? ये m by z मैंने कैसे लिखा? I have actually found out the total bending moment due to dead as well as live. That is the reason I have written only m by z. I hope this is clear. So now substitute all the values which you have calculated. P we know, P is given in the question. Area we have, eccentricity is given in the question. Z we have calculated, Z top. Okay, Z top and bottom in this case will remain the same. So Z we have calculated, M we have calculated, and all the data we have. So just take care of the units. So force is given in, everything we are taking in Newton and mm. Okay, so force is 250 kilonewton, so therefore 10 raised to 3 Newton. Similarly, eccentricity is in mm. This force, this Z is again in mm. So we got the stress at the top as 14.23. Since it is positive, it is compression. Similarly, we'll find out the F bottom. It is given by P by A plus P by Z minus M by Z. So we will get the value of F bottom also, which is again we are getting as positive. So hence again this is in compression. So here you can see the resultant stress diagram. The top fiber is also in compression and the bottom fiber is also in compression. Okay, so the objective is we have to avoid tension at the bottom as far as possible. So that is the objective of pre-stress sections. ठीक है, तो बॉटम में टेंशन ही नहीं रहेगा तो क्रैक्स ही डेवलप नहीं होगा एंड द सेक्शन विल नॉट बेंड आल्सो एंड डिफ्लेक्ट आल्सो. I hope this is clear. Now let us come to the second part. ठीक है, second part of the equation question में what is given? Find the magnitude of the pre-stressing force which can balance the stresses due to dead load and live load. So now understand the second part. If P is the pre-stressing force required to balance the stresses at the soffit of the beam, then F bottom should be 0. ठीक है, so basically what they are saying, to balance the stresses at the bottom, to balance the stresses at the bottom मतलब क्या? F bottom is equal to 0, तभी जाके balance होगा ना. So this condition is indirectly given to us in the question. So now if you put F bottom is equal to 0 मतलब bottom में stresses 0 है, so what will be the pre-stressing force? Okay, so here if you substitute F bottom equation, P is the unknown and the rest of the values we already have. So just put the other values and find out the value of P. So we are getting the pre-stressing force as 176.52 kilonewton. Yes, is this clear everyone? This numerical, if anyone has any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so I have written down the numerical in a very systematic manner, stepwise, so that you don't have any doubts. Okay. So this is actually called as the strength method, the stress method. Okay. Yes, anyone has any doubt? Please ask me right now. Yes, reply yes or no. Okay, what about others? Any doubts? Okay, fine. So we have seen the first numerical. So let us go for the next numerical now. Okay, so let us go for the next numerical. So we will try to complete the remaining topic today itself. Okay, so now let us see one typical problem. Okay, so this is very important and one typical problem. So let me read out the question. Here, an unsymmetrical I section beam is used to support an imposed load of 2 kilonewton per meter over a span of 8 meters. The sectional details are: top flange is 300 wide and 60 thick. Bottom flange is 100 wide and 60 thick. Thickness of the web is 80 Overall depth of the beam is 400 At the quarter of the span, the effective pre-stressing force of 100 kilonewton is located at 50 from the soffit of the beam. Estimate the stresses at the quarter span section of the beam for the following load conditions. First, transfer stage. Second, working stage. So this is one of the typical questions, okay, for an unsymmetrical I section. Is the question clear to everyone? Okay, so basically what is given, the क्रॉस सेक्शनल डायमेंशन ऑफ द आई सेक्शन इज गिवन टू यू, उसके ऊपर लाइव लोड कितना एक्ट हो रहा है वो भी दिया है, ठीक है, और एसेंट्रिसिटी भी दिया है, और व्हाट वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट, वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट द स्ट्रेसेस एट द क्वार्टर स्पैन. पहले हमने स्ट्रेसेस कहाँ पे फाइंड आउट किया था, एट द सेंट्रल स्पैन फाइंड आउट किया था, अभी कहाँ पे करना है, क्वार्टर स्पैन, ठीक है. सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस. नाउ फर्स्ट लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड द सॉल्यूशन. फर्स्ट यू हैव टू एक्चुअली ड्रॉ द फिगर, ठीक है. दिस इज द वर्ड प्रॉब्लम, इसमें फिगर नहीं दिया है तुमको, पूरा डेटा दिया है. सो द फर्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज टू ड्रॉ द फिगर करेक्टली, ठीक है. टॉप फ्लैंज कितना है, 300 बाई 60 है, ठीक है. तो फिगर करेक्टली ड्रॉ करना, ठीक है. टॉप फ्लैंज देखो 300 बाई 60 है, वेब 80 है, बॉटम फ्लैंज है 100 बाई 60. Okay, so now pay attention carefully at the figure. So we have drawn the figure as per the given data, and what else is given, the eccentricity is also given at 100 from the soffit of the beam दिया है, ठीक है. ये देखो ये क्या दिया है, pre-stressing force of 100 kilo is located at 50 from the soffit of the beam, ठीक है. फोर्स कहाँ पे एक्ट कर रहा है, 50 from the soffit of the beam एक्ट कर रहा है, ठीक है. तो इसमें डायरेक्ट इसेंट्रिसिटी नहीं दिया है, इसेंट्रिसिटी अपने को फाइंड आउट करना पड़ेगा. इसेंट्रिसिटी इज व्हाट, इट इज द डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द CG of the tendon to the neutral axis. So in this case we have not yet found out the neutral axis. सिर्फ ये डिस्टेंस दिया है 50 जो लोकेशन ऑफ द टेंडन है फ्रॉम द बॉटम फाइबर. इज दिस क्लियर एवरीवन? ओके. और प्री स्ट्रेसिंग फोर्स कितना है इफेक्टिव, 100 किलो न्यूटन, एंड सिंपली सपोर्टेड बीम है, 8 मीटर का स्पैन है, लाइव लोड कितना है 2. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर फ्रॉम द फिगर एवरीवन. नाउ फर्स्ट step will remain the same, section properties find out करना है, area y I and z. So since it is a unsymmetrical I section, ठीक है, so इसमें तुमको ये find out करने के लिए थोड़ा time लगेगा बस. The rest of the procedure will remain the same. So now let us find out y bar, ठीक है. So y bar you can find out a1 into y1 plus a2 into y2 upon a1 a2 a3. So here I have considered this portion as a1. So here you can see 300 by 60. So I have divided this into, this is the first area, the web portion is the second area, and the bottom flange is the third area. Okay. So now you have calculated y bar, which is coming out from the bottom we are calculating. So it is 243.96. So I have shown this, okay, in the figure. So y bar is 243.96 from the bottom. So top से remaining distance total कितना है 400. So you will get the remaining distance. So now since you get the x axis, you got the, now you can find out the eccentricity. ठीक है. So eccentricity क्या हो जाएगा ये केस में, anyone? Can you tell me the eccentricity? So you got the axis location, the neutral axis location you got. What will be eccentricity? YB minus 50. Perfect. ठीक है. So eccentricity is YB minus 50. Okay, fine. So now let us move on. So here you can see I have calculated eccentricity of the cable YB minus 50. Now let us find out the moment of inertia. Now since it is an unsymmetrical I section, we will have to find out the moment of inertia by parallel axis theorem. Okay, so parallel axis theorem states that Ixx is Ixx of the member plus A into h square. Okay, where h square is the distance of the member, CG of the member you are considering, and the neutral axis of the section. So first I will start with the first member, the top flange. Okay, so top flange में देखो. So this is BD cube by 12 for the top flange and area उसका plus h is the distance. ठीक है, ये distance देखो कैसा मिला 156 from the x axis और इसका distance चाहिए अपने को. Are you getting? ठीक है, x axis और इसका जो CG है सेंटर पे और x axis से ये distance find out करना है. तो ये distance कैसे मिलेगा? तो इसका CG कितना है 60 divided by 2 30 and this is total is 156. So this distance will be how much? 156.04 minus 30. ठीक है, I hope this is clear everyone. So first member के लिए, first area के लिए we got Ixx plus A into h square. Similarly for the second area 80 और ये है 280 वेब का एरिया. So BD cube by 12 plus area into h square. ठीक है, so इसमें what is the distance? 243.96 माइनस 200. ठीक है, तो ये जो बॉटम है तो इसका हाफ कितना है 280 का 140. ठीक है, सो दिस 140 इज एक्टिंग बिलो दिस एक्स एक्सिस. ठीक है, तो इसका जो सीजी है वो समवेयर इज इट इज एक्टिंग बिलो द न्यूट्रल एक्सिस, दैट इज वाई यहाँ पे किधर एक्ट कर रहा है. ठीक है, तो डिस्टेंस व्हाट वी हैव टू कंसीडर फ्रॉम द न्यूट्रल एक्सिस टू दिस, तो ये डिस्टेंस चाहिए ना. सो दैट इज द रीजन वाई बी माइनस ये डिस्टेंस जो है दैट विल गिव मी द वैल्यू ऑफ h. ठीक है, सो वाई बी माइनस 200. Now the third portion is the bottom flange. So now we got the value of Ixx. So now let us find out ZT and ZB. Okay, so since YT and YB are different, so we will get two values of Z, that is ZT and ZB. Correct? So ZT is given by I by Y, that is Ixx by YT. Similarly, ZB is Ixx by YB. So we got the value of ZT and ZB also. Now let us find out the loads and bending moment. Now let us find out the dead load of the beam first. So dead load of the beam WG is given by area into density. So we got the dead load of the beam. Live load is given in the question. Now first let us find out bending moment due to dead load, which is given by WL square by 8. So we got the bending moment due to dead load. Now we have to find out the bending moment at the quarter span. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन में क्या पूछा है, क्वार्टर स्पैन पे पूछा है. So bending moment at the quarter span कैसे find out करेंगे? So this is the span, total span 8 meter at the quarter of 8 will become how much? 2 meters. This is the quarter span. 8 by 4 कितना होता है? 2 meters. So this is the quarter span. Now consider section XX. At this section we have to find out the bending moment. So first we'll find out the reaction. So reaction is coming out to be for the dead load. Okay, it is 4.44. So now bending moment at this point will become how much? 4.44 into this distance minus UDL. Okay, I hope you know how to find out the bending moment at a particular section. So I have actually written down the whole equation so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So now we got the bending moment at the quarter span. Similarly, find out the bending moment at the quarter span for the live load. ठीक है, live load तो कितना है? WQ 2 kilonewton per meter. It is given in the question. So again at 2 meters from the support, it is coming out to be 12. So now we got the bending moment at the quarter span for dead load also and live load also. Now what is the last step? Now we can actually find out the resultant stress. So now in the question it is given there are two cases. ठीक है, resultant stress at transfer stage भी निकालना है और working stage भी निकालना है. So first let us find out the resultant stress at the transfer stage. Case 1 transfer stage means pre-stress plus self-weight only. So F top is given by P by A minus P by ZT plus mg by ZT. Since it is top, so ZT will be used. So P by A, P is given to us. Eccentricity we have calculated. Mg also we have calculated 6.66 at the quarter span. So the resultant stress we are calculating at the quarter span. So this is coming out to be, F top is coming out to be minus 0.47. Okay, so minus means it is tensile. Similarly, F bottom, you can use the equation for the bottom fiber and then we are getting the value as 6.26. So this is positive, so in compression. ठीक है, so here you can see at the transfer stage क्या हो रहा है? बॉटम में कंप्रेशन आ रहा है, टॉप में टेंशन, बराबर है ना? तो ट्रांसफर स्टेज में प्री स्ट्रेसिंग फोर्स से क्या हो जाएगा? बॉटम फाइबर विल बी इन कंप्रेशन, टॉप फाइबर विल बी इन टेंशन. ठीक है, तो ड्यू टू प्री स्ट्रेसिंग फोर्स ऐसा हो जाएगा ना, ओनली प्री स्ट्रेसिंग फोर्स में ऐसा बेंडिंग हो जाएगा. तो टॉप में क्या रहेगा? टेंशन और बॉटम में कंप्रेशन. ओके, so now let us see for the second case, that is working stage, pre-stress plus self-weight plus live load. So now in this case we will find out F top and it is given by the equation P by A minus P by Z. ठीक है, plus mg and mq we have calculated separately. ठीक है, so I have written down separately mq 12 है, or you can just add both of them and you can put one term also, there is no problem. So F top we got positive, so it is compression. Similarly, F bottom, by using the equation for the bottom fiber, we got the value as positive, so hence it is again in compression. So after the application of the load also, the resultant stress diagram you can draw now. Working stage पे देखो, resultant stress diagram, top it is 2, bottom it is 2.32. At transfer stage it is minus at the top and 6.26 at the bottom. So this is the final resultant stress of the section. Yes, understood everyone? Is this clear? Okay, so the only thing is you have to calculate the section properties properly. The rest of the procedure is the same. Okay, so I have just shown you the example of an unsymmetrical I section. So similarly, you can easily calculate for a symmetrical I section. Okay. Yes, is this clear everyone? समझ में आया सबको? Yes or no? Any doubt? Then you can ask me right now.